Hello and welcome to another video on presentation packs. Today we're going to be going through folder 4, which runs from the 25th of March 1981 to the 30th of August 30th of July 1985. Not much to say about it because all these folders look the same apart from what I've written in them. They're all exactly the same design, so nothing left to do apart from to go through the folder and see the stamps. So folder number 4, and again we're going to start as usual with the little index that I make for myself. International Year of Disabled People, 1981. So there's a guide dog here, there's a little wheelchair, there's a... what is that? There's somebody painting something with their foot and a little sign language thing, which I don't know what it says because I don't read sign language. Some butterflies, probably most of them are extinct now. National trusts, and the wedding of the Prince of Wales to Lady Diana Spencer. They issued coins for that as well, which are nice. I've got, I think, about 20 of them upstairs, all in mint condition and completely worthless. Duke of Edinburgh's award, that's something that's still going now. The Duke of Edinburgh is still going, and the award is still going. Which one we'll give out first? Place your bets. Fishing. I imagine that's sort of more industrial fishing as opposed to... because there's nobody sort of sitting on the edge of a bank with a rod there, is there? They're, that was Britain's fishing industry in 1980. There's one definitive pack here, the Wales one. I don't have any of the others. Because this is the point where definitives and regional definitives start to get reasonably expensive. So I tend to sort of buy in lots when I can and then sell off the ones that I don't want. And unfortunately, I think I ended up with... in fact, I think I ended up with 2 of these in the one lot. So I had to sell one. But there you go. Christmas 1981... Through the Eyes of a Child. So there's a little Santa Claus and a little Jesus. Not the Jesus, a Jesus. A Jesus. I'm not sure what that is. That's probably... is that Little Wise Men or something? I don't know. I don't know what any of them are. I say, don't have an eye for art. Right, so this is Charles Darwin, and this is when the presentation packs went from these little 70s style ones to these big 1982 ones that this size has continued from then until now. Which for my money is actually better because you can fit more stamps on the front bit, and they can even, some of these even go sort of 2 layers now, and they have a slightly shorter banner. You can basically fit more in them, which is better, I think. Youth organisations. So what have we got here? Boys Brigade, Scouts, is that? Or Cubs or Scouts or something. I don't know what that one is. Or is that the Boys Brigade? One of the blue ones is the Boys Brigade anyway, I think. I'm not sure now, thinking about it. British Theatre. We've got Ballerina, a clown. I think that's Lucky there from Waiting for Godot. Very uplifting play. Go and see it. In fact, watch loads of Samuel Beckett stuff because... you love, if you're the sort of person that loves finding yourself in an empty theatre surrounded by bored A-level students, that's the way to go. That'll be Hamlet there, I imagine, and some singing. Opera. What are we? Maritime Heritage. So I really don't know what most of these things are about. I'll be honest with you. I've sort of collected them and not really been that interested to find out. I mean, that's obviously Henry VIII there. That's that bloke there on. I don't know his name, but he sits at the top of Nelson's column. British textiles. Yep. No, these are actually quite interesting, these ones, because these are unusually shaped stamps, these two information technology ones. And, I mean, this is not a difficult pack to get hold of, but I think I'm right in saying that these are utterly a unique shape in British stamps. I don't think there's been stamps this shape before or since. I could be wrong, but I think that maybe there was a Queen's birthday one that was issued in a very elongated rectangle shape, but I'm pretty sure they're not that long. So these two stamps here are these are not multiple stamps stuck together. This is one stamp, this is another stamp, and that is very unusual. So, I mean, this is a common pack. It's an easy one to get hold of. But it's just really unusually shaped stamps, which I like. I mean, it stands out from the crowd, doesn't it? Motor cars, now you're talking. All of these companies here, none of them exist anymore, I'm pretty sure. So certainly not as independent entities. They're all, if they do exist, they're all owned by somebody else now. It's unfortunate, heritage gone. But at least we'll always have the stamps. Christmas Carols, 1982. So yeah, you can look at the pictures and try and guess what the people might be singing about. Fish. I don't know anything about fish. Don't even really like eating them, I'll be honest with you. Commonwealth Day, Monday the 14th of March, which, as far as I'm aware, we don't really celebrate anymore. But then I'm not sure that we ever did. I think it was a day for the rest of the world to celebrate the fact they were owned by Britain, which of course they're not anymore. So there you go. What am I doing? Am I turning 2 pages? No, I'm not. British engineering achievements. No, this is good. So look there. There's is that an oil rig? Stuff. There you are. Be proud of that if you're British. What is that? The British something Army. Ah, right. That is a really funny font. I mean, is it just me? But then I am reading it upside down, to be fair. So you've got the all the branches there. And stuff that's missing, I can only assume that's definitives, as I'm pretty sure I've got mostly everything else from the 80s. British Gardens, so there's Blenheim, Blenheim, not Kew Gardens isn't there, but I think they get their own presentation pack later on, so don't worry about that. British Fairs, yeah. British fairs don't actually look like this anymore. If you turn up to a British fair now, just to explain anyone who's not British watching, if you turn up to a British fair now, it's basically loads of scruffy looking chaps with them grabby hand machines. That's all it is now. There's no merry-go-rounds anymore. There's none of that. It's just loads of and sometimes fruit machines as well they have, where you can gamble. Yeah, it's not like the Victorian fairs of old where there was all merry-go-rounds and people jumped into chalk pavement pictures and things. That's all gone. Christmas 1983. So yep, that's that. Heraldry, which is nice. Cows. Yep. Urban renewal. Urban renewal is what happens when you take old stuff and make it look like new stuff and everyone hates it. That's what urban renewal is. And people go, oh, why can't we have the old stuff? Yeah. So, Europa, which we're not in anymore, so it doesn't matter. Greenwich, which is a really important thing, because that tells you what time it is everywhere. Greenwich does. So there's Royal Mail, issuing stamps about the Royal Mail. It's got a slight whiff of propaganda about it, I'll be perfectly honest. Because at this point in the 80s, the Royal Mail wasn't doing so well. There was a lot of strikes and things going on. You know, letters were being burnt in braziers to keep everyone warm while they were picketing. So yeah, this is a propaganda issue to try and make people think of the Royal Mail as being great when they could stand outside any post office in the land at this point in time, and the postman would be burning bags of gyro checks to keep themselves warm while they were picketing. The British Council, I don't know what it does. It has stamps, is what it has. Some more gaps. Christmas 1984. So we made it to the end of that year. Famous trains. Now these sorts of things are actually good, because these not only appeal to stamp collectors but sort of train people as well. So this is the Royal Mail going for markets that it knows it's going to be able to sell maybe double the amount of stamps of presentation packs as it normally would. So that's good. That's a good idea. Insects. So we've got bumblebee, we've got ladybird. See, I know the insects. I went to primary school. That's a grasshopper, some sort of stag beetle, I suppose, and a dragonfly. Very pretty pictures. British composers. Elgar, heard of him? Yep, heard of Elgar. So that's probably some sort of depiction of Nimrod there. And what's that? Safety at sea. So useful stamps now. Lighthouses, lifeboats, stuff. And 350 years of service to the public, the Royal Mail. I'd debate that figure, if I'm honest, because to be perfectly honest, for the first 200 and something years, it was basically a service to the landed gentry rather than the public, because of course you had to pay to receive letters before 1840. But there you go, that's the slogan they're going with, and who am I to argue? But there again, some more Royal Mail propaganda stamps issued by the Royal Mail. Right, so that's us at the end of folder number 4. And hopefully I've been as cynical as I hope I've been, or as I think I've been. So yeah, that's it for folder 4. So yeah, slightly more definitive sets missing from this set of years, unfortunately. I mean, for some reason, the early 80s definitives and some of the early, right up till the mid-90s, really, some of the definitive packs are really, really, I think, very expensive for what you actually get. But a hole in the collection is a hole in the collection, and sooner or later those holes will get filled. It just is going to require some time and some money, and that's about it. But like I said in the previous video, stuff from the 70s and 80s is reasonable, unless it's definitives. The sort of commemorative stamps from the 70s and 80s are really, really easy to get hold of, and you shouldn't have much trouble if you've got any gaps in your collection. So, nothing else really to say about that, other than to, again, go to the end card. So up here you'll see my latest video. It might not be on stamps, it could be on anything. Down here in this corner there's something that YouTube decides that you like, so you may as well watch that. And up here where my face is, there's a subscribe button, so use that. And I'll see you in the next video.